Well, ladies, welcome back to our online course for Ministry Wives. This is week 4. And I am praying that you have had a chance to really make some personal connection with some of the ladies in our class. I know there'll be an encouragement to you, not only in our 8 weeks together, but remember, those emails that connect you can continue to connect you even after class is over. I know that for me, it's very important to have ministry wife friends who can pray for me, encourage me, and even hold me accountable. And so I pray for you in these wives classes at NOBTS that the Lord will just give you a wonderful circle of friends who are also ministry wives. Well, in week 4, we're kind of hitting the halfway point in our class, and I pray that the Lord is building a strong foundation of ministry in general, but especially of ministry to women. In week 4, you'll notice that we're going to be focusing on making disciples. So discipleship is a huge issue today. It's one of the reasons I believe that our churches are not growing and that we're not baptizing more people is because we have kind of missed the mark in discipling in the last couple of decades, really. And so because Christians have not been growing in their faith, they have not been learning how to share their faith, and they've not therefore been witnesses to help others come to know the Lord. And so we really are at a point of crisis, not only in the church in general, but especially in the Southern Baptist Convention. Maybe your church is at a point of crisis. And so I pray that maybe the Lord will convict you, and you can share that conviction with your husband and with leaders in your church, that maybe discipleship is where you need to be focused in your church now, so that we're strengthening the faith of the individual believers in our churches so that they can and will share their faith and that they will lead others to faith in Jesus Christ as well. It's kind of natural that this week we're going to be talking about discipleship, making disciples, but also connecting the next generation, which is mentoring. And with mentoring, that is truly, in my opinion, that's the broader topic. When we mentor someone who is younger than us, we are pouring into them, sharing life with them so that they will grow personally and that they will grow spiritually. Well, the spiritual development, the spiritual growth is truly discipleship. But it is important for us to intentionally seek out someone of that next generation. No matter our age, there's always someone older than us who can pour into us and walk through life with us and teach us about life and about our faith. But there's going to always be someone younger than us that we can share life with, that we can just share what God has been teaching us. And that is so essential in that next generation, whether you're mentoring within your own family or if you're mentoring within your church. Knowing and spending time with that younger generation, that next generation, is so important. So this week, the first thing you're going to be focusing on is discipleship. And it starts really with a personal inventory, a personal assessment. I wonder, how long have you been a believer? When did you come to know the Lord as your personal Savior? And since the time of your salvation, have you been involved in some intentional discipleship? I'm grateful for churches like the one I was involved in as a child when I was saved that had a program for new believers. So we were discipled in our faith. Many churches still do that, and I can see how that would be an important part of ministry to women. As we become aware of women who are new to the faith, it is so important for us to help them grow and learn and walk in their faith so that they can build solid foundations. They can be rooted and grounded in their faith, and so that they then can bear much fruit. It is important for us to be intentional. Now, discipleship takes on different forms in the church. Sometimes discipleship is one-on-one. You may have one person that you're spending some time with, discipling and sharing with. Or maybe it's through a Bible study program, or maybe it's through another type of small group. There are some wonderful resources available specifically about discipleship. And I love Candy Gallaty's newer book that's called Disciple Her, that's specifically to be used by women in discipling other women. It's a great resource for small group discipleship for women. So whether you are unintentionally discipling in a more casual one-on-one relationship, or if you're being very intentional and structured in a small group setting, discipleship is essential to you. You need to be continuing to grow in your faith. I need to be continuing to grow in my faith. But then we need to be a part of leading others, discipling others in their faith as well. So this week, I pray that you will take some time to kind of consider your own discipleship journey. There's different ways to do that. I remember years ago being asked to kind of draw a timeline of my life and kind of indicate peaks and valleys, times in your life when you really felt close to the Lord. Those may be times where you were really growing in your faith. And then some of those valleys, there's those times when you go through trials and challenges. But as you think through your own life, your own journey, consider your discipleship. Are you growing in your own faith? Are you growing and developing your gifts and abilities and using them to serve the Lord as effectively as you used to some years ago? And then what are your goals for the future? How do you want to grow and challenge yourself to mature? As you reflect on your own discipleship journey, you'll be like me, I'm sure, and just thank the Lord for the people He's placed into your lives at different times, who've poured into you, who've discipled you, who've mentored you. Thank the Lord for them. And maybe take a moment to write a little note, text a little note of thanks to them as well. And then we're going to be talking about mentoring, connecting with the next generation. Young women today are really crying for older women to share life with them. And it's important for us, as busy as we can be, to take some time to get to know younger women and to intentionally help them to grow in personal ways, but also spiritually. Mentoring is going to be our focus in the second part of our week. And I love the visual definition of mentoring is walking through life like this, always holding on to the hand of one who has gone before you, learning from them, while holding on to the hand of one who has gone behind you, who's younger than you, and you're sharing with them what the Lord has been teaching you. I pray that you have a mentor right now, someone you look to who can pray for you, encourage you, teach you, share the Lord with you, share truth and share life with you. But I pray that you also have a younger woman, a mentee, someone that you are pouring into, that you are sharing with. And in the area of ministry and ministry wives, many times the Lord brings ministry wives into our lives to be our mentors, or younger women who are ministry wives that we can mentor. Whatever age and stage of life you are today, I pray that the Lord will not only convict you personally to be involved in mentoring, receiving from a mentor, and giving as a mentor, but also that you'll be a little more intentional in your church about giving opportunity for mentoring relationships to build. You'll find them to be a blessing for you in your own life. I have found them to be a blessing for me, and I have certainly seen that mentoring and discipleship have been essential to me in my spiritual life. I'll be praying for you this week, especially this week as we kind of hit the midpoint of our class, knowing that there's a lot more for us to talk about, but there's so much more for us to do, and we can do it as we minister to women in and through the power of the Holy Spirit. God bless, and I'll be praying for you this week.